Hello everyone, this is Direwolf20 and welcome to episode 55 of Direwolf20's Let's Play of Minecraft 1.21. Today's plan, I want to do some fun stuff down here again. Remember I set this up. Now, I'm probably going to get rid of you. Hello. Thank you, sir. There's all my red owl ingots. I'll do something with that. I'll build that again somewhere else. But my plan for today is, remember a couple episodes back when I was building this enchanting table, I said that I want to easily be able to swap out these end shelves and the deep shelves and all that stuff, right? So that's what I want to build today if I can. That sounds cool to me. So I'm gonna take this anvil and move him somewhere temporarily. So what I'd like to have is, let's simulate what this will look like, right? So if I had you here, right, and we put right? Now we can reuse all of these guys, if I'm remembering correctly, the way I have this set up. So let's review exactly what we need to do, and then do it using swappers from JustDire things. So I've got this guy currently with 100, 105, right? So this is low Arcana, but maxed out Eterna, maxed out Quanta, and Quantic Stability, right? If I remove 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... and instead place down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then put this guy in the corner, and do that, we should be 100, 100, 100. Cool? Maxed out, perfect table. Awesome. So what we want to do is basically move everything in this area. So I'm going to get a swapper, or two actually, ready to go. So let's get swappers. So I need some Eyes of Ender. Okay, so I'm going to need 1, 2 swappers, 1, 2 advanced swappers. One more eye, I was close. And then we can use these to move these guys with a button press. And I thought that would be just fun, right? Just a fun, kind of cool thing to do. So realistically, what I'm going to want is right here, 1, 2, 3. We're going to have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay. And that will represent those guys. Okay. And then, okay, so you're going to be my advanced swapper. I'm going to probably, I want you to run on a button press, and I want you to be somewhere coolish. So let's put you like here. I like that plan. And then we'll have a matching one. Like, so you were going to be here, right? That's more like here, right? And that would be that centered 3 by 3, right? So then you can match here as swapper number 2, okay? So I'm going to link you two, okay? And then we will set you rendered. And then I'm going to bump you... Oh, wrong way. I guessed, and I guessed wrong. Third time's the charm, right? So you're always going to be centered right there, right? So +4 and +4 on the offsets. And then your radius will be... Actually, I probably want you +5 on the offset, so that you're more centered here, right? And is that cool? And then +1 on the Y, right? So notice like our center point, it's odd, right? Like we don't have an even thing here, right? But these are the blocks that I want to move, right? And these are the blocks that will be moved. Cool. But not you. And then when I press this button, it should swap everything in those positions, okay? And I'm also going to deny list the enchanting table, okay? So that he won't get moved. And you'll run on a button press. Like so, okay? Now, do you have power going on somewhere in here? I assume I do somewhere, but probably... makes some sense. You know, like in theory, I shouldn't need power on the receiving side. So that's just what I'm going to do. I'm just going to power this one. This guy, unless I'm ever going to push the button over on this side, which I never will, I don't think we need power there, right? Sweet, it works. Look at that. Cool. So now you're 100, 105, and then if I want to swap it, you're 100, 100, 100. Ha ha! Ha ha! See? How cool is that? Is that cool or what? That is super cool, in my opinion. And now I can use these guys to enchant up a bunch of armor, right? You know, so obviously the Arcana one is definitely like better and cooler. But what you'll find is most unlikely to have protection. Although that one did have protection, so that's cool. You know, it is what it is. You having a problem with books, sir? Nope, you're crafting. You're good. Okay. Yep. Just watch out for life mending and any negative effect books, but that's okay. And I'm guessing it will void if we have a problem with this essence, but eventually we could probably just dump it into a trash can if we needed to. I'm not worried about this essence. If I wanted to, I could transfer it into my this thing, but I've got like 300 levels of experience almost over here, so like I think we're cool. I don't think we need to worry about that so much, right? Like it's gonna go up to 296 in a second here because some mob in my mob farm is gonna die and it'll transfer it all over here. You can kind of see that bar filling up, which is neat. So anyway, I kind of want. Oh, there we go, 296. I saw it. Okay, now I'm happy. So yeah, good times, right? So we've got blast protection, we've got mana regen. So if you look on here, you'll see like the chances for everything. So like regular protection, we have a 3% chance of getting protection on this at the moment, right? But you know, so here's one thing too, by the way. I think Apotheosis changes Vanilla's mechanics of protection, because if my understanding is correct, in normal vanilla Minecraft, protection is better than anything else. So like if you want to have the best armor, just get 4 sets of protection and call it a day. There's no reason to get blast protection and rain, like all the other protections, explosion protection and fire protection. None of that means anything or has any value, if I'm not mistaken. So which is a bit of a bummer, right? There we go, all cleaned up. But Apotheosis changes that to make it so that like there's a reason to get the other protections. So you should still go about it. Now while that's cycling, if I flip this guy, okay, and then check this out, we are cool. We've got a couple here that are going to be bummers, life mending and all that. We'll wait for our leggings to flip. Come on, take the leggings. There you go. Clean that off, and now everything get wiped completely. Sweet. So now if we came over here and checked, we would see that protection is a 20% chance, right? So it reverses the rarity of the different enchants. So now we can like, you know, toss these guys in here and get a few of the other kinds of enchants. And then when that's done, we can make ourselves some really overpowered armor, right? My armor is just regular netherite for the most part, in terms of armor and toughness and all that stuff, so it's pretty much what you would get if you were wearing netherite armor. And I know some people have said, like, you know, Dire, your armor should protect more. I disagree. I really feel like having the armor have the same set of armor as its vanilla equivalent. A lot of people think that, like, the Blaze Gold tier of armor is weak. It's kind of important, like designed to be, because it's meant to be a gold equivalent, and gold armor is also weak. It's actually more powerful than gold armor. I made it the same as iron. So yeah, you're lucking out anyway, right? But the abilities is what makes my armor cool, right? I made that the balance point. Like a lot of people will give you like some overpowered armor that has like, you know, 100 protection or something, and you'll never take damage. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to make it so that there's still value in enchanting your armor, and there's still value in, you know, there's still challenge in the game. You know, that said, if you're using Apotheosis, you can get some really stupid armor, and that's fine. That's cool. Not a problem. So I feel like I'm going to need another anvil here, but let's go ahead and see what kind of protections we can get. So we'll start with our head. Aqua Affinity. Remind me what that does? I feel like that is... Doesn't that mean you can like mine regularly underwater? I'll grab... Yeah, I'm okay with that. I do hate it when I'm underwater and I can't mine too well. I'll put blast protection. I'll make that on the head piece there. That sounds cool. Now, mana boost and mana regen are from Ars Nouveau. I don't think I'm going to put that on this armor, but I might when I get back into Ars Nouveau and play that again a little bit more. I still have it on my to-do list up here for like the last 30 episodes. Once I get back to that, I might put these things on the Ars Nouveau armor, and that would be cool. Respiration might not be a terrible idea either. I like that. And then Unbreaking, I'm not going to worry about. Okay? Yeah, I'm not going to worry about that one so much. So... Cool. And that's a very nice helmet, right? And then for the chest plate, I already did blast protection, so let's do fire protection on this one. And Icy Thorns sounds cool. I generally don't like melee attackers find them. No, I don't like that generally. Do I want fire protection on this one, or do I want regular protection? I might want regular protection on this one. I like my chest plate to be like, you know, just basic protection. Okay. And then for the leggings, I already did blast protection on my head, right? Yep. So on the leggings, I could do fire protection, though in fairness at this point, my armor gives me extinguish and lava immunity. So I'll skip fire protection. I'll do projectile protection. That sounds like a good one to grab, right? And then I don't like that. Swift sneak. I like how sneak makes you slower, and I'm pretty swift enough, so I don't think I need that. I could throw thorns on there. That sounds like a fun one. Told you we'd lose our anvil. Cool. Okay. And then finally we will get... so Depth Strider, Feather Falling, I'm not too worried about. Not worried about fire protection, projectile, regular protection, soul speed. I think that's a soul sandy thing. Stable footing. Negates the mining speed for flying. So I do that already. So don't get this with my armor, because I think the way I negate it and the way Apotheosis negates it combines, and it like makes your pick like mining like crazy. So don't bother with this one with my armor, because my flight on my creative chest plate, like the creative mode flight upgrade, already negates the penalty for flying. Okay. So I'm just going to put regular protection on you, and I think that should be cool. Is that cool? Yeah. What you'll find is if you're flying on my things, right? See, like no mining speed penalty. I negate that for you as part of my flight. Because I hate the mining speed penalty for flying, so I told myself when I add a creative mode flight, no penalty. That's the end of my sentence. I was going to add more reasoning and logic, but then I'm like, no, it's my model. Do whatever I want. Sorry, if you don't like it. Tough. All right, so now I can remove all these chests, because they were really only here temporarily. I can throw the anvil, kind of probably right over here is probably a good place for the anvil, because I'm doing this stuff over here anyway, right? And now we have, like, super awesome coolness going on in the enchanting table. I love it. Let's now take advantage of making a new thing, which will be the Paxel. I want to get that cooking. So to make my Paxel, so I already have lawnmower. I think I'm just going to leave my Celestial Gem shovel and my hoe, because you don't have anything. Drops, yeah, you don't have anything either. So I'm going to make a new Eclipse Alloy hoe and a new shovel from scratch, because technically that's cheaper, right? The shovel is either 1 Eclipse Alloy ingot, or if you're upgrading from the previous tier, it's going to be 1, 2, 3 Eclipse Alloy ingots. Okay, so if you don't care about maintaining the upgrades that exist on your existing shovel and Eclipse Alloy hoe, you might as well make them from scratch, and that's what I just did. Now, let's see if it's this version that has it working correctly or not. I know there's like an order to this, and I always forget what it is. Clearly that's not it. Clearly that's also not it. I don't think it would be that. What's your deal? Oh, it's an axe. Oh. Yeah, whoops, my bad. It's not a hoe, it's an axe. So same deal with the axe. Though my axe does have tree feller on it. And I think technically it's a break even on the alloy, so yeah. Well, that why it wasn't working, folks. Okay. So let's upgrade you to an axe. Yeah, I was like, why isn't this combining correctly? Is there a bug in my mod? No, I'm just a goofball. There we go, Paxel. So you'll note the enchants are not carrying over. So yeah, that is already fixed. So in the next version of JustDire Things, which hasn't been updated in the pack yet, your enchants will come across when you upgrade. To solve this problem, the upgrades come across as we saw, but the enchants don't. So to solve that problem, I will, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to say, hey, you, don't push just yet. I just want to extract you and get you out of there. And then we will do that. And that's your Paxel. Nice. Paxels can break dirt and sand and, you know, oak and all the things. Oh, I did a silly thing. Yeah, you're gonna transfer all the experience, aren't you? Yeah. Don't let yourself be in two fields at the same time. I was too quick to come over here. Right now, that one's extracting the experience at the same time this one is giving it to me. And that one's trying to make me 5 and this one's trying to make me 100 at the same time. And there's what I should do is make it so that when you turn off the signal, it stops if it's in progress. That's probably a bug. I mean, it's kind of a bug, right? Probably a little bit of a bug. So in a minute, it'll sort itself out. Or I could just break and pick it up. That's probably the correct solution here. There we go. And then place it back down. And then you'll give me 100 again. And eventually all that stuff will migrate its way back from there over to here. Presumably. Anyway, I got distracted. That's right. I was going to enchant my Paxel. So, boom. Boom. Looking good. Paxel time. So you'll notice, like, all the upgrades carried across. So I still have Tree Feller, I still have Ore Miner, I still have X-Ray. Like I said, the next version of the mod will make it so that other enchants come across. Cool. Cool. Might move all this stuff manually. You should be transferring, by the way, but maybe... Yeah, you belong over here, sir. Oh, you're gonna... That's cool. And now drain. I do like it. It's cool. What can I say? Right? And you should be extracting and doing thing, right? Why are you not extracting and doing thing? Why do I feel like you're not transferring the way you should be? Shouldn't you be transferring? Or did we break something? Excellent question. Let me figure out what's up here, because that's being weird. Alright, flying home. Mostly because... This is a fun way to travel, let me tell you. Big fan of the Elytra. Holy cow. Very cool. So I went out to find some honey because I want to make the debuff remover. And for this, we're going to need some buckets, 4 of them, of milk. And then let's actually make sure that we've got more cows happening. I never did send an export bus on the wheat over here. You know. So what I want to do is get my debuff remover installed, and then I'm going to go to probably the Nether and collect some wither skeletons. But I want debuff remover because wither skeletons. So debuff remover is cool. It's an activated ability, so you need to activate it with a hotkey. So we will assign that hotkey to H is what I've decided. And what it'll do is it'll remove any and all debuffs on you, but only negative ones. So if you have like regeneration, I think milk, correct me if I'm wrong, would remove all status effects. Debuff remover should only remove negative ones. So let's pop over to Ye Olde Nether. You know what I'll do is I'll actually just kind of whip over to it here. Fortress, please. Thank you. And let's go find... So Extinguish should work still, and it should have like a relatively short cooldown at this point, because Extinguish... Yeah, see how short? Boom. Like, really short cooldown on Extinguish. But let's go find a Wither Skeleton so I can show you how this thing works. So there should be one over here-ish. I hear him. I don't see him. There he is. Hello, friend. Please give me the Withering debuff. Oh, hello. Right? So now, first I'll get rid of you, and then I'll activate... There we go. And it clears it. Now that has a cooldown before you can use it again. And again, you can see it on the bottom left there, right above my armor bar. Right? So that cooldown means, you know, I can't remove debuffs again. So be awares. So let's go find our way towards some wither skeletons. So I see a few right here. So I wonder if that wither skeleton's gonna drop. So that looks like a baby wither skeleton or something. I don't know. Maybe it was just my imagination, but didn't it look small? Beat 6 wither skeletons. Is that enough? Guess we'll find out. If I need more, I know where to find them. All right. So we're gonna go home and get ready to, I think, dupe these guys. Now, is there anything beheading-wise? I don't have a beheading upgrade, and a couple people have requested it. So there's definitely some mods that add a beheading enchant. So I'm like, do I want to add a beheading upgrade or not to my tool? Now, we do have looting, so that's cool. You know, so I can definitely do like a very fancy looting thing. I want to get a lot of wither skeletons. Now, in fairness, so I was going to do a paradox machine. And I could set up a paradox machine to get me a lot of wither skeletons, but I should be able to paradox machine a wither. So should I do that? That sounds like it could be fun. That could be fun. Why don't we try that? I'm going to try it out. Does that sound cool? So do we have any wither skeleton skulls? We have a few. So I have enough to make a wither. That's good. And I can get some soul sand. So what I'm thinking is, you know, let's set up a wither with a paradox machine, and that could be cool. I like that plan. Yes, I think we're going to do that. One thing I want to note is I actually decided in the middle of this episode, because there's certain things that I made available, I want to upgrade JustDire Things. So I did upgrade to the latest version of JustDire Things manually. It will be upgraded in the pack in the next few days. Probably by the time you see this video, it will have been upgraded. So a couple cool things that are added in JustDire Things. When you hold a tool in your hand, it will render a little square around whatever block is bound to that tool for Drops Teleporter. And there's an option in the UI to turn that off if you don't want to see it. Cool. So now you can see where drops are. A couple other things that are nice and neat to have things. Item collectors now have an option to respect item pickup delays. So you know how like when you drop an item on the ground, there's a delay before it's allowed to be picked up again by the player? Item collectors now can respect that. By default, they don't, which is the way things worked before. It would just pick up the item as soon as it shows up, right? And I can demonstrate this now. If I turn this on and well, I don't have a bone I guess I can put one in there temporarily, right? So if I threw bones in there, notice how it's not picked up, and then till the pickup delay, right? With it off, it's just going to pick up the bone immediately, right? So that's useful, and I'll tell you why. So first off, I'm going to tell you to ignore that, and then second off, I'm going to tell you to forget about bones for a minute because I don't really want you to have bones happening. But the reason that's going to be useful is because the dropper also has a pickup delay setting. So by default, it's set to 0, which means as soon as the item drops, it can be picked up right away. But by combining these two features, you can make it so that a dropper drops an item that has a pickup delay of, say, 100 ticks, which is 5 seconds. And then the item collector won't pick it up until that 100 ticks elapses. So you can purposely design a system where you can drop an item and it won't be picked up until a few seconds later. Where would that be useful? I don't know, paradox machine maybe? A way to automatically close paradoxes, right? What you could do is like every, I don't know, 30 seconds, right? Drop a time crystal in the world and then set the pickup delay to be like 10 seconds and then item collector it right back into the dropper. And I think we're going to try something like that with our wither machine. So what I want to do is build a paradox machine that will generate a wither that we can then automate killing, and then also automate the paradox that appears as a result of this system, right? So I think step one would be figuring out what do we have that's witherproof. That's an exceptional question. We have tinted glass, tough enough to withstand withers from mob grinding utils. So that's probably what we're going to build this whole thing out of. And bonus, it looks pretty cool. How about how much glass do we have? Can we make like a couple hundred glass? No, we're totally missing a lot of sand. So, okay, let's go get some sand. Yikes. So, over here, now I should be... Oh, that's cool. You know what I wanted to do? Oh, that's right, I need the nether star to do this. So I can't do this yet. But, you know what, that's kind of neat. I like this. This is good enough for me. Oh man, that is cool. Look how good it is. All the sand. And it's all, by the way, teleporting back to the AE system. Cool beans. Alright, I think that's probably enough sand. And now I should be able to request a couple hundred glass, no problem. So where, pray tell, might I want to have this stuff? So let's get like 2 stacks to start with. Debating if I want my creature catchers to even like do thing, right? I'm thinking I'll just keep these wither skeletons for later. Because my plan is thus, right? I want to have a paradox machine. So I need a time crystal. And now we're cool. Okay. How am I doing on time crystals, by the way? We've got 36 of them. That is not bad. That ain't bad at all. And remember, we have a couple in stock here. Ready to go. So let's plan a spot for this wither to be stored. And then manage, right? So maybe... I mean, I was going to use this as a pneumaticraft area, right? I have an idea for something cool to build. I might want to try that real quick. The problem is, we're kind of at the wrapping up point for the episode. So let's do this. Let's wrap up here. I'm going to come back next time and build the cool thing. Yeah, I have a neat idea for something I want to build that I think will be fun. Yeah. But we're going to do it next episode. So for now, wrapping up point, Devil20 signing off. Hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Lots of cool progress. You know, all kinds of enchants and Paxel and all kinds of other good stuff. And also, we're going to get ready to do another farm using, for the most part, JustDire things. Cool? All right, so for now, signing off. Hope you enjoyed it. Take it easy.